long journey. So just overall, I enjoy
to be able to really tell others what you really want to say.
I love the news, so I was like,
But other than that, it was fine.
And
Yeah, everything is fine.
Hello, my name is Matty from POC English. Learning English can be challenging. It requires consistency, discipline, a good teacher, and plenty of resources. But if you power through and overcome these challenges, it can drastically change your life. Now, in this lesson, I have some amazing guests for you who are going to share their journey of learning English with us. First, let's get to know them.
hi, my name is Nadia and I'm Swiss.
hi, my name is Iliana and I'm French.
My name is Andrew. I'm from China.
Hi, my name is Abdulwahid. I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Can you tell us briefly about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Grew up in Switzerland, studied business, then came to London. Again, studying business, basically. What else?
Where are you studying right now?
At Imperial. Forgot to mention that.
It's a big thing.
I was born and raised in China. Like only been to UK for like it's my second year here, and like I have a fitness fashion clothing brand back in China. Did it like since 2018, and like overall I'm a fitness active person, but with like a passion for entrepreneurship.
So I'm French. I've been raised in France, in Paris, in the 16th arrondissement of Paris. I played piano my whole life, so it's been like almost 22 years. I'm 24, but it's been 22 years that I'm playing. I studied here at Imperial this year. Before I did ESCP, a French business school. So I traveled, I lived in like, so the first year was in London, the second year was in Torino in Italy, the third year was in Berlin, so it was really nice. What else? Yeah, I love London. I really love this city, and this is part of my identity. I really feel good here.
Are you planning to stay?
Yeah, I'm doing everything to stay here.
My name is Abdulwahid, as you know. 28 years old. One of the oldest in class.
Nobody beats me.
Okay. I studied product design. I graduated in 2019, before COVID. So I'm one of the golden age. No COVID graduating. And I worked for sales and for 4 years, and I decided to take a turn of my life and take master's degree in Imperial. And now it's all finished. We go back to the professional work.
How did you learn English?
Long journey. So in Switzerland, when I used to go to school, you start learning English at age 13. Now it's earlier. So 13 at school. Before that, I tried reading books, like Winnie the Pooh, for example, stuff like this. So children books in English, because I have an older brother, and he was able to speak English, so I wanted to be able to speak English. I watched loads of movies, first with subtitles, afterwards I learned to switch them off. All the grammar theory and all of that, then in school for 6 years. And then I went to uni, also had one English class, which helped. And then I started engaging in extracurricular activities where international people were involved. So I actually learned to apply English. By that time, I had already taken my Cambridge advanced exam, but that was in a very setting that was very fixed. But as soon as you actually make international friends and just engage, this helps. And then, I came to London last year, and that helped a lot. Just because you use English on a daily basis from morning till night. It was tough because, your brain stops working sometimes with your native languages. But because it's such an international environment, people are used to that. So I'd say the best thing or the most helpful thing I did was go live somewhere where you need this language. Same with French. I went to Geneva, got to use French on a daily basis, and this is actually where you notice you notice big improvement. Of course, theory helps from school, but the actual important thing for me was application.
I don't know, from TV shows, or like just picking up like learning from others. Because like I will observe how others speak their English and like sort of try to learn from them.
Did you go to any classes or institutes or online
No.
courses? Nothing?
Yeah,
So just by
Yeah.
watching movies, TV shows.
and listening and learning actively. I think. Yeah.
Interesting. But for how long were you learning in this way?
I mean, we do have like English class like back in high school. Middle school. So like if that does count, it's a little bit long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've been obsessed with this language since I'm very young. I really I was watching interviews of like celebrities, actors, and I was like, oh my god, I need to speak this language. I'm obsessed. And then I was selected because I was one of the best students in my high school. I was selected to do an exchange with the Westminster School. And so when I came here, it was like I was 16 years old, something like that, or even like younger. And I was like, this is my dream. I want to live here. So when I came back, I asked my mom to buy me journals, English journals. I was like having my tea in the morning with my journal, and I was learning like that. And also Harry Potter at that. So yeah.
Cool.
How did I learn English? Yeah, it's interesting because in my country, they don't teach you English from early age. So I had to start from high school, and then before university, I went to an English school for about a year to get the IELTS certificate to enter university. So I spent some time, and I would say my English was really good after 3 years of practicing and was through university. So it's
Next question is, what motivated you to learn English?
So as a child, everyone around me emphasized how important English is and will be in the future. So definitely this, because as a young child, else I wouldn't have realized myself, basically. And also I'm very much into languages, so just overall I enjoy learning languages. And I'd argue where I live, in this part of the world, English is the most important language to learn. And now, like even more, I want to go into the whole business startup world. If you don't speak English, it's tough. And also English just helps you to bridge gaps and talk to everyone and anyone. Of course, it's cool if you know the local language, but English already helps you to approach and, just like approach people. And
You said you like learning languages. How many languages do you speak?
I'd say 4 languages. Well, so I'm bilingual, so 2 native languages, then English. French is conversational, and then I understand and speak some Spanish and Italian. And then you can decide for yourself if you want to treat Swiss German and German separately. So 6 or 7, but only 4.
I mean, it's a quite useful means to like know more people's. Like you can really be able to know the culture, communicate with them rather than just saying yeah.
I think my love for this language, the fact that I want it to be understood by the people that are living here, I think I really, really love this language.
well, basically because I wanted to study in the UK, so I did my undergrad in the UK. So that's the main part, and other than that also it's the language of science in this age, so you have to learn English to basically know about everything you want to in the internet or anywhere, so it's very important.
What part of learning English was the most challenging for you?
The sea is wide open for marketing agencies. If you have a marketing agency or are interested in starting one, listen to me. Most marketing agencies live in a red ocean.
Most challenging for you?
Well, different things. If you want a content answer, then I struggled a lot with choosing the tenses to use. So this was just something that our teacher was very strict on. language is good, but I struggle a lot with learning when to use what tense. And also, I struggle choosing which and what. But on a more general basis, because I'm a bit introverted, conversational English, basically. Just because, well, I was ashamed a bit of my accent. And of course, it got better, but and I was ashamed of my mistakes and all of that. Back home, it's no problem because everyone has the same accent or speaks the same. But if you then go abroad, then people speak better English, and you're like, oh well. But that's normal, I guess. But I'd actually say, for all the languages I've learned, actually go out there in the real world and apply it. Because, for example, via text, you can think about it, you can use DeepL, Google Translate, whatever. But if you're at the store and you need to ask the shop assistant something, like, you need to react in the situation, which can be tough, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel.
You brought up your accent. Have you ever tried to lose your accent or change your accent to American or British?
Well, as you can hear, I tend to speak more British English, but I mean, there's a decision at some point that you can take. I mean, my teacher back in high school was British, so that's for sure some influence. But then most movies are in American English, and would I never have adapted? That's proper English. I still have an accent, but it's better English than if I just would naturally pronounce the words with a Swiss German or Romanche pronunciation. I would talk differently, but wrong. So I'm not trying to hide it, but of course you want to speak proper English. And yeah, so
At first, actually, it was the grammar, like, because we were quite strict on the grammar, like, because we were preparing for all kind of exams, so like we're quite strict on that. But then after a certain phase, like, started to understand, like, it's just a language. So the main purpose here is that you need to be able to really tell others what you really want to say, instead of just focusing and struggling with the grammar. So I would say, like, a little bit last year, that when I first came to UK, it was a bit difficult for me to understand the accent and everything, that people speak really fast at that time, couldn't really adapt to that. But now I think it's better, yeah.
I think the most challenging is learning the grammar. It's not that difficult, but learning the grammar, but like practice it, like to really like apply it in the everyday when you're talking fast, for example. Like sometimes when it's not natural, you forget your grammar. You're like talking because you don't think every second like of the day when you're talking. And also the vocabulary, it's really important because the more you know, the more you can actually like express yourself. So really important.
Reading. So I generally dislike reading, but it was the most challenging one, especially in IELTS. It was the lowest score because the time constraint.
Yeah.
And but other than that, it was fine. Yeah, everything is fine.
How important is learning English these days?
It's really, really important because most of the world is speaking English for the business and to make yourself understood. So I think it's really, really essential.
I think it's still quite important though. Although, I mean, you have the AI and everything, like, sort of like decrease the barrier for language, but still, like, I mean, you are the one doing the talking and listening. So if you have a machine in between, it still works, but it's not that convenient though. Yeah.
How important? I think it's very important, but most importantly, in my opinion, is not to forget your original language, your native language. Some people just focus on English so much they actually are not that good in their first mother tongue. And yeah, that's it.
What advice would you give someone who's just started learning English or is trying to improve their level of English?
Immerse yourself as soon as possible, if you like to, in the culture, but at least just in general, try to get as many touch points as you can. Listen to English music. If I'm saying English, I mean American, British, Australian, whatever. But English music, movies. Try read something. You can start off with children's books or just articles, and then move your way up to more complex things. If you can, find people that you can use English with on a daily basis. Don't be ashamed. You won't speak English. So yeah, and if you have the chance, it's best to actually go to a place where English is spoken.
Advice, listening more, I think. I think listening is like the key thing here, because like when I watch those TV shows, I try to like turn off the subtitles for a while, just to try to see if I can catch up.
I will say to read a lot, as much as possible. To listen to English, like for podcast news. I was listening to news every morning in my shower. I loved the news, so I was like always putting either like the news on my TV with my breakfast, or listening in the shower. And yeah, listen to English a lot. Also learn the lyrics of some songs that you love, so you can like really like memorize the vocabulary, and like try to like create a notebook with the vocabulary. Really important to have like one notebook that you can bring everywhere. You can read before going to bed, and then you can learn the vocabulary like that.
Okay, just focus on the language so much that you stop speaking your own language for this time, for this period of time. Because anytime you stop practicing, your language get weaker. It's like the muscle. So if you stop practicing, your muscle get weaker. But as soon as you get back to practicing, it will go stronger.
I want you to teach us something in your mother tongue.
Ote in Belezia di.
Okay, say it again because I want to repeat.
Ot,
Ot,
I,
in
Belezia
Belezia
di.
di. Ot ein Belezia di.
Not bad, not bad.
祝你有好的一天。
祝你有
有 means have， 好的 means a good，
好的
一天
一天
a day。
一天，好的一天。
祝
The second part is 好的一天. The first part is 祝你有
yes
祝你有好的一天.
yes。
Demain matin, je vais me réveiller, je vais aller acheter du pain et prendre mon café. I'm sorry.
Something simple so I can also say.
Simple. No, I can say j'aime Paris.
J'aime Paris. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yeah, perfect.
Which means I love Paris. I
Yeah,
assume.
exactly.
Cool.
This is in my dialect, Saudi dialect.
Okay,
So it's
let's go step by step.
Okay.
Tell me what to say.
إيش
إيش
سويت
سويت
اليوم.
اليوم. إيش سويت اليوم.
Again.
إيش سويت اليوم. I hope you found the stories and tips from our incredible guests insightful and helpful. A huge thank you to everyone for sharing their unique experiences and advice. Remember, learning a language is a personal journey with its own challenges and rewards. Reflect on what you've learned today and think about how you can apply these insights to your own English studies. And don't forget, our guests might be checking the comments, so feel free to show them some love. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, click subscribe. See ya! In the past, learning English meant sitting in a cold classroom, flipping through heavy grammar books, and nervously repeating after the teacher. Listen and repeat. I have a house. I am a horse. But now it's 2025, and the way we learn things has evolved. I remember trying to learn English when I was younger. I used to rehearse the same sentences again and again and again. I want a cappuccino and a poisson. I want a cappuccino and a poisson. Let's go. Hi, I am a cappuccino. But I still couldn't speak. Well, things are different now, and in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 ways in which you can speak English fluently in 2025. So, let's get started. Part 1. Learn the basics. Learn the basics. What are the basics? Grammar and vocabulary. Now, hold on a second. I know you've heard this a lot, and I know a lot of students find grammar or vocabulary boring. But here's the bitter truth. There is no escaping the two. In order to speak English fluently, you must improve your grammar and vocabulary. However, in 2025, there are new ways of improving the two. You can now use AI to improve your grammar and vocabulary. Hey, ChatGPT, teach me 10 random words.
Sure, here are 10 random words that you will never ever use.
No, not like that. The way you use AI to learn grammar or improve your vocabulary is very important. Learning random words or random grammar points is not gonna help you. So what should I do? You should use the correct prompt. Now, pay attention to this word, prompt. What is it? A prompt is basically what you ask AI to do for you. First, let's start with vocabulary. How many times have you had this problem? I learn new words, but I can never use them when I speak. What's the reason? The reason is you are learning random words, and learning random words is just a waste of time. If you want to learn new words and then be able to use these words when you speak, you must avoid random words and you must have a topic-based approach. What's a topic-based approach? That means choosing one topic, for example, relationships, and then learning 10 words which belong to the same topic. In this way, you are creating folders in your brain, and in each folder, there are some words and phrases, some collocations. And so you're basically organizing everything, and that makes it a lot easier for your brain to process the new words. And so when you try to speak English, it'll be easier for your brain to search, find the relevant folder depending on the topic of the conversation, and then choose the words. Now just imagine learning random words that are not related. In your head, it'll be a mess. What will you be looking for when you're speaking? So it is important to have a topic-based approach, but there is another important thing. You need to see those words in context. What is context? Well, a context is like a sentence in which the word is used. So you do not see the word alone, but you see the word in a sentence or in a text, and you understand how the word is actually used in a sentence or in a paragraph. So there are 2 things you need. First, a topic-based approach, and second, to see the word in context. Now, having the 2 in mind, here's a prompt you can use when you're talking to AI in order to improve your vocabulary. I'm learning English. Teach me 10 useful words related to the topic of relationships with simple meanings and example sentences. You see, in this prompt, we have a topic-based approach, topic of relationships, and we've asked AI to give us a simple meaning together with example sentences to see the word in context. Now, let's go and test it. Let's go and test it. So we go to ChatGPT, and I've selected the model GPT-4o. Let's paste it, and let's see. Ooh, interesting. As you can see, all the 10 words that are being generated belong to the same category of relationships. Each one is followed by a simple meaning, as included in the prompt, together with an easy example, which is here. So in this way, we're learning 10 words, which are topic-based, and at the same time, you have a simple meaning, and you can see the word in context. Friend, a person you like and spend time with. Sarah is my best friend. We talk every day. Now, if you think this is too simple, you can always follow up by saying, can you increase the level And then you can see that the new list of vocabulary generated is of a higher level. Compromise, when two people agree by both changing a little. In any relationship, you must learn to compromise. This is a very strong prompt. See, it worked. AI is a very powerful tool. It's like magic, right? But you need to know how to use it correctly. Otherwise, it's not going to help you. And to use it correctly, you need to use the correct prompt. That is how you communicate with the AI, and you ask AI to give you what you're looking for. Now, I have created a list of 10 very useful prompts for English learners, together with examples and real AI response to those prompts. Now, these prompts are specifically created for you, and you can download it for free. But how? You simply have to click on the link above my head, and on my website, you can find the download link. It is a 10-page PDF guide for English learners to use AI correctly, so go ahead and download it. Part 2. Practice, practice, and practice. Now, there is a very common problem among students who are trying to learn English. They learn and learn and learn and study and learn a bit more, but when it comes to using what you have learned, you can't. It means you can't speak fluently, or you can't understand native speakers, or you can't write a good text. Well, what's the problem? I've learned a lot. It's because you've forgotten to practice. You've only learned and learned, but you never practiced. And you see, there is a huge gap between learning and practicing. Now, this is theory and this is practice. Theory cannot exist without practice, and practice doesn't exist without theory. So both of them are important. But there should not be this gap between theory and practice. This is why you cannot speak fluently. Now, how can I close this gap? Well, you've learned a lot, right? Practice, 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 and practice, and practice to close the gap. And the best way to practice is to talk. Why don't you use AI? We're in 2025. You can use AI to practice speaking English. But yes, I understand. Speaking with AI requires a paid account, usually. So you have to pay something to have the Pro or Plus or Premium subscription of these AI services in order to be able to speak to it. However, I've recently found a very good AI tool, which is, well, it's not really free. It is free, like you can use it up to 10 times per day, I think, in order to speak. And then if you want to go above the limit of 10 per day, you will have to pay. But it's a good thing to try it out, right? You can practice 10 times a day. That's good. It's called Pi.ai. And it has a mobile application that we're going to test right now together. Let's see if we can talk to AI and if it actually is going to help us practice. Hi, I wanted to practice my English speaking with you. Can we talk about it?
Absolutely. Traveling is a great topic to practice your English. Where have you traveled before? Or where would you like to go in the future? Or maybe you'd like to talk about the different cultures and customs you might encounter while traveling.
Let's start by me telling you about the last trip I had. About a month ago, I went to Nice, south of France. It was nice. We went by car and I was the driver.
Sounds like you had a great trip. So, if I'm understanding correctly, you went to Nice, France with some friends about a month ago. It's really cool that you were the driver. That can be a lot of responsibility, but also a lot of fun. What did you do while you were in Nice? Did you get to see any famous landmarks like the Promenade des Anglais or the Colline du Château?
That was interesting, right? Pi is a very powerful tool, and it's really cool. The thing is, sometimes these AI models, they don't understand that you are a learner and you're trying to improve your English. So they keep talking and talking and talking, and they use all these difficult words and phrases that may be difficult for a learner of a beginner level to understand. But, well, I mean, they are getting better and better. So I assume one day it's going to be very, very, very tailored to students' needs. Now, another AI tool that we can use is ChatGPT. But to have access to the audio version, which basically means to have access to the, I think it's called the advanced voice mode, so that you're able to talk to it, you need to be a Plus user. That means you need to be paying $20 per month, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and test ChatGPT. Hello, I wanted to practice my English with you. My level is beginner, so please speak slowly so that I can understand.
Of course, I'd be happy to help you practice. We can take it step by step. What would you like to talk about first?
Nice. Well, let's talk about the weather.
Great choice. Talking about the weather is a common topic. So, how's the weather where you are today? Is it sunny, rainy, or maybe a bit cloudy?
It's not sunny. It is cloudy, but it's been raining all day. And to be honest, I don't like it.
I get that. Rainy days can feel a bit gloomy.
This is so cool. Alright, I interrupted it. But it's amazing, right? Now, there is another tool too that is kind of cool to use. It's called Sesame AI. It's a relatively new AI tool. But it mimics a phone conversation with a person. There are two characters, Maya and Miles. You can choose one of the two, and then you can start a phone conversation. Let's go ahead and test it. This one is for free, but there is a limit per day. I want to talk to Miles. Allow.
I mean, right when I was thinking about giving Sesame's new virtual coffee maker a whirl. You know, gotta keep up with the latest office gossip, even if I don't technically have a desk. So, what's going on with you?
Nothing much. I'm an English learner. I'm a student. I'm a beginner. So, can you please speak slowly so that I can understand?
Hey, that's awesome. Learning a new language is a pretty cool goal. Don't worry, I can slow it down. I'm all about clear communication. What you been working on in your English studies lately?
That was a very hard question. Can you slow down?
No problem. How about this? What subjects are you studying in English right now?
Alright, I'm trying to improve my English speaking skill.
That's great. Speaking is a super fun way to learn. Do you like to talk about any particular things? Movies? Music?
Let's talk about movies.
Perfect. Movies are awesome. What's the last movie you saw?
I gotta tell you guys, even though ChatGPT is, well, the most famous, there is a delay between what you say, how it analyzes what you said, and the response you get. Now, this delay was, let's say, normal when using ChatGPT, but it was quite long when using PyAI. However, when I was using Sesame, it was almost like I was having a real-time conversation. That was pretty cool, but there was a downside to Sesame. And the downside was, it was speaking very fast. And when I asked the AI to speak slowly, it did not understand. I mean, it understood because it said, yes, I will try to, but it didn't try to speak slowly. So I think talking to Sesame can be challenging. It's better for high-level students, like advanced-level students. But if your level is lower, ChatGPT is a good option. However, you have to pay. Pi is a great option. Go ahead and test it. All right, enough with all these models. I was just trying to demonstrate that it's possible to practice speaking with AI. Part 3, ask for feedback. So far, we've talked about theory and practice. But here's the thing. If you don't understand your mistakes, you will keep making them. So it's very important for you to know what mistakes you're making. In other words, it's important for you to receive feedback. Because without feedback, you will never know what you're doing wrong. I keep practicing, but I don't know if I'm doing it right. That's where tools like POC English AI comes into play. For the past 2 years, we've been trying to develop a tool for English learners to get instant feedback on their writing and speaking skills. Now, this is absolutely crucial because, well, in the past, it was the responsibility of your teacher to give you feedback. However, a teacher cannot give you instant feedback any time of the day, and that is where our AI model comes into play. For example, I've written this text, and I want to know if I have made any mistakes. I want feedback. Now, in this text, There are some grammatical mistakes, and they're quite obvious, but let's go ahead and try POC English AI to see how we can get feedback from the platform that we've built for you.
13 और 14 सितंबर को रूमी बिल्डर्स ला रहा है एक रंगारंग इवेंट रूमी फर्म प्री लॉन्च सेरेमनी एक ऐसा इवेंट जहां पर आप एंजॉय कर सकते हैं डिलीशियस हाई टीज फन एक्टिविटीज फॉर किड्स और सबसे जरूरी प्री लॉन्च डिस्काउंट्स तो 13 और 14 सितंबर को अपने फ्रेंड्स और फैमिली के साथ आइए और ये अपॉर्चुनिटी बिल्कुल ना मिस करें रूमी फर्म प्री लॉन्च सेरेमनी on the 13th and 14th of September.
क्या आपको पता है कि दुनिया भर के डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट जब पेशेंट्स उनके पास हेयर फॉल, वीक नेल्स और डल स्किन की कंप्लेंट लेकर आते हैं तो वो उनको सबसे पहले क्या रिकमेंड करते हैं? इसका जवाब है बायोटिन। एक स्टडी के मुताबिक ऑलमोस्ट 50% डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट कंसिडर बायोटिन एज फर्स्ट लाइन रिकमेंडेशन फॉर हेयर एंड नेल। बायोटिन का काम सिर्फ हेयर फॉल को रोकना नहीं होता, ये आपके हेयर फॉलिकल्स को अंदर से स्ट्रॉन्ग करता है, केराटिन प्रोडक्शन को इंक्रीज करता है एंड बालों को थिकर और हेल्दियर बनाने में हेल्प करता है। और बायोटिन सिर्फ बालों के लिए नहीं बल्कि वीक एंड ब्रिटल नेल्स और डल स्किन के लिए भी बेनिफिशियल है। लेकिन जब बायोटिन लेना हो तो न्यूट्रीफैक्टर्स बायोटिन प्लस इज बाय फार वन ऑफ द मोस्ट ट्रस्टेड, इफेक्टिव एंड साइंटिफिकली डिजाइन सप्लीमेंट। इसमें बायोटिन के साथ साथ फॉलिक एसिड भी है जो मिलकर काम करते हैं, हेयर फॉलिकल्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग करते हैं एंड हेयर फॉल को कंट्रोल करते हैं। केराटिन प्रोडक्शन को बूस्ट करते हैं जो बालों की थिकनेस और वॉल्यूम को बढ़ाता है और इसके अलावा स्किन और नेल हेल्थ को भी सपोर्ट करते हैं। तो अगर आप भी हेल्दी हेयर के लिए कुछ प्रूवन और डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट अप्रूव लेना चाहते हैं तो गो फॉर व्हाट डॉक्टर्स ट्रस्ट वर्ल्ड वाइड। ट्राई न्यूट्रीफैक्टर्स बायोटिन प्लस, नॉट जस्ट बायोटिन बट द बेटर बायोटिन।
It built for you. All right, let's test the POC English AI together. This is the text that I've written, which includes quite a few mistakes. And now I'm looking for feedback. Let's see what happens. And there it is. Here's the feedback by POC English AI. As you can see, there are some red words, which are the mistakes in my original text. And down there, you can see the correct form. And if you go and put the cursor on top of the word, you can see the description. Why was there a mistake? Because makes should agree with the singular subject, which is it. So it makes, not it make. And that's how you get feedback on your writing. Now, you may or may not use POC English AI, because in order to use it, you need to be a member of the Academy. But there are many other tools out there. You can again go to ChatGPT, write something, and then ask if you have made any mistakes, or ask for the AI to give you feedback. And not just ChatGPT, I think you can use a lot of different models. There is DeepSeek, there is Google Gemini, or maybe you can even find a teacher and ask that teacher to give you feedback. A friend of yours may be willing to give you feedback, or you may even have the chance to ask a native English speaker to give you feedback. But the bottom line is, whatever tool you're using, make sure you ask for feedback, because that is important. Part 4, immerse yourself in English. We talked about learning, practicing, and asking for feedback. But there is another very important thing you need to do if you want to speak English fluently. And that is, you need to surround yourself with English. But I don't live in an English-speaking country. Well, you don't have to. You can listen to podcasts in English. You can watch the news in English. You can read blogs in English. And you can listen to music in English. Watch TV series or movies in English. There are a lot of different ways in which you can surround yourself with English. You don't necessarily have to live in an English-speaking country. But if you do, amazing. Go out there and talk to people. Go to the supermarket and buy something. This way you will have to speak English. Now, if I want to listen to podcasts, what podcast should I listen to? Well, there are two very good ones. BBC 6 Minute English, which is a podcast by BBC, so apparently it has a British accent. And there is VOA, Voice of America, which, well, clearly is in the American accent. These two podcasts are amazing. What if I want to watch movies? Well, I highly recommend watching TV series because you have time to get used to the characters, their accents, and their pronunciations. You will relate to the characters, you will understand the plot of the movie, and in that way, it will be easier for you to understand what they are saying. Also, if you find movies or TV series too difficult, start with animations. Animations are great because they are made for kids. Well, usually, not all of them. I mean, Rick and Morty is not made for kids, but Kung Fu Panda is made for kids, and you can also listen to music. But if you're listening to music, make sure you also have the lyrics. You check the lyrics for new words, and then while you're listening, try to also sing along. So there are many different ways in which you can surround yourself with English. Part 5. We are human. Yeah, you can learn from AI, you can practice with AI, you can ask AI for feedback. But why do you do all of that? Let me ask you this question. Why are you trying to improve your English? Because eventually you want to talk to real people. You want to connect with other people and you want to be able to understand them and you want them to be able to understand you. That's the whole point of learning a language. I want to talk to you and you want to talk to me. I'm not learning a language so that I can go and talk to ChatGPT. You can also talk to ChatGPT in your own mother tongue. You don't have to speak English to be able to communicate with technology. I mean, even yesterday, Google announced its Google Glasses. Well, I didn't watch it, but I think it was real-time translation glasses, in which you can put the glasses on and you can hear everything in English. There will be real-time translation, which is pretty cool. But again, if you want to really form and create human connections, you need to be able to speak each other's language. You need to understand each other. And so, yes, it's good to use AI, but you're using AI as a tool to do something bigger, to connect with other people. So, apart from all the AI tools or apps or websites or videos that you use to learn English, you need to practice with real people. You need to practice with real people. This is crucial. And to do that, you need to find a student community. Now, that student community can be your friends who are also studying English, or if you don't have any friends who are trying to improve their English, maybe you can make some online friends who are also trying to improve their English. I mean, even on this YouTube channel, in the comment section, you may be able to find someone. And that is exactly why at POC English, we have a student community. Once you're a member of the POC English Academy, not only will you have access to our 4 courses and our AI tools, but also you will join our students community where you can connect with other people, talk to them whenever you have time, form study groups, and become study partners. Now, whether you join our POC English community or not, this is crucial. You need to find a community of people who are also trying to improve their English. Go ahead and find one. Alright, that's it. In this lesson, I tried to show you 5 ways in which you can become fluent in English in 2025. Now, it's your turn. I want to hear from you. Have you ever used any of these 5 methods or any other methods that really helped you? Please share your story with me and with other students who are watching this video in the comment section down below. And again, don't forget to download the 10 AI prompts that I have specifically made for you so that you can improve your English with AI for free. It's a 10-page PDF file, and you can get it by clicking on the link down in the description of this video. See ya!
As a business owner, it's important to know your strengths and weaknesses. I just started my own marketing agency and I really want to get better at workflows and staying organized. And that's why I'm checking out Udemy. They have tons of courses taught by industry experts on project management and digital marketing. And this is great because I can learn at my own pace. If you've been thinking about leveling up your...
Let's say your mother tongue is Italian, Indian, German, or Turkish, or any other languages. Has this ever happened to you?
So, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you? Hey, where are you going? what happened here? I wasn't fluent, right? I had a big pause between thinking and saying. But why? Because I was thinking in my mother tongue, not in English. But what happens when you think in your mother tongue first? Then you will have to translate to English. And obviously, when you try to translate from your mother tongue to English, you need time. And this time will kill your fluency. And not just your fluency, it also affects your grammar. Let's say I'm Italian, and I want to say that I'm hungry. This is what I would say. Ho fame. This is how you would say it in Italian. Now, ho means I have, and fame means hunger. So if I want to translate it from Italian to English, I would have to say, I have hunger. But that doesn't make sense because I should say, I am hungry. So this translation will kill my fluency and ruin my grammar. And all of this happened because I thought in my mother tongue first. But here's an idea. What if you could think in English first? You wouldn't have to translate, and your grammar would not be affected in the translation process. If you can do this, then you can instantly become more fluent and instantly improve your grammar. Now, here's the real question. How can you think in English? Let me show you 5 proven ways in which you can train your mind to think in English and stop translating. Label everything around you. In order for your mind to start thinking in English, it must be surrounded by English and be constantly reminded of it. An easy but a very effective way you can do this is by putting a label on everything around you.
सही है तू
But how does this help? When you label things around you, English becomes part of your daily life. You don't just study English, you live with it. Every time you see the word lamp, your brain will make the connection between the word and the object. Over time, this helps you remember vocabulary faster and more naturally. It also helps you stop thinking in your first language. Let's say I see this object, the first word that comes to mind is lamp, not luce. Luce is the Italian word for it. Or lampada. Anyways, that's a lamp. I have to think in English. Lamp, lamp, lamp. It's like making your room your classroom. A fun and a real classroom. And the best part is you will learn without trying too hard, because everything is labeled in English. Narrate your daily life. This one's very fun, and it works wonders. As you are doing your daily tasks, describe what you're doing as if it was a story and you're the main character. It's something like this. Alright, I'm doing the dishes. Here's a plate, and that's a dirty spoon. I hate doing the dishes. I'm watching TV now. That is a good TV show. Look at the remote control. Ah, let me change the channel. Let's drink coffee. Oh, I love the smell of coffee. I don't like milk in my coffee. I like my coffee without sugar. Sugar is bad for you. But why does this help? As you narrate your daily tasks, your brain starts connecting English to your daily actions. You stop translating from your native language and start thinking in English. Over time, this becomes automatic. You see a spoon and you immediately think of spoon, not any other words in your own language. Or you pick up a spoon and you suddenly think about, hey, I picked up a spoon. You don't think in your first language. You start thinking in English. And over time, as I said, it becomes automatic. So you don't even have to try so hard. It's something like talking to yourself in English all day. And guess what? That is how fluency begins. The more you do it, the more fluent you'll become.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों, प्ले स्टोर पर एक नई एप्लीकेशन आ गया है जो कि टिकटॉक और स्नैक वीडियो का बाप निकला है। दोस्तों, जिस तरह आप टिकटॉक और स्नैक पर वीडियोस देखकर पैसे कमा सकते हैं, इस तरह आप इस ऐप पर भी वीडियोस को देखकर पैसे कमा सकते हैं। ये चेक करें, मैंने यानी कि 1-2 मिनट काम कर 35 रुपए कमाए हैं। तो फौरन आप अपने पैसे इजी पैसा जैज कैश के अंदर विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। इतना आसान से आप काम कर इस ऐप से काफी ज्यादा अच्छी अर्निंग कर सकते हैं। दोस्तों, प्ले स्टोर पर इसके 1 मिलियन से भी ज्यादा डाउनलोड्स हैं। ठीक है, ये चेक करें दोस्तों, सिंपल आपने इस तरह वीडियोस देखते जाना है, आपको पैसे मिलते जाएंगे। इस तरह इतना ज़्यादा आसान काम कर आप इस ऐप से पैसे कमा सकते हैं। प्ले स्टोर पर मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ, 1 मिलियन से भी ज़्यादा इसके डाउनलोड्स हैं। ठीक है, तो दोस्तों आप भी इस तरह इस पर काम करेंगे तो आपको भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा अच्छी अर्निंग होगी। ठीक है, ये चेक करें, 1 मिलियन प्लस डाउनलोड्स है। इसके अलावा मैंने खुद भी इससे 1000 रुपये निकलवाया। ये चेक करें आपकी आंखों के सामने। आप किस तरह इस पर काम करेंगे, क्या ये रियल है फेक है, और आप किस तरह इससे ज़्यादा पैसे कमा सकते हैं। तो दोस्तों, इस वीडियो को पूरा देखें, कंप्लीट आपको तरीका बताऊंगा इस ऐप के मतलब। बहुत ज़्यादा फास्ट अर्निंग दे रही है। सिंपल आप वीडियोस देखते जाएंगे, जितनी ज़्यादा वीडियोस देखेंगे, जिस तरह आप टिकटॉक स्नैक पर वीडियोस देखते हैं, इस तरह आप इधर भी देखेंगे तो दोस्तों आपको अर्निंग होगी। ठीक है, तो चलिए मैं आपको कंप्लीट इस वेबसाइट के मतलब
You'll become. Talk to yourself. When I was learning English, I remember I had a teacher who used to say, if you want to speak English fluently, you have to be a little crazy. He meant that you must talk to yourself a lot, wherever you are, whenever you can. It doesn't matter if other people can see you and think, hey, this guy's talking to himself or herself. He or she must be crazy. Well, you need to be a little crazy if you want to be fluent. So, a very good practice is to talk to yourself in English. But how? Use your imagination. You can imagine situations, people, or even conversations. Hey, how's it going? I need to go to the store today. Yeah, I need to buy a t-shirt. You know, it's summer, and I don't have any summer clothes. It's really hot. You know, learning English is hard. But if you practice every day, you can do it. Guys, any plans for the weekend? We're going to the lake. Yes, it's really hot, you know, and I love the lake. We can go camping, and we can stay there for like 2 nights. Yeah, we'll make a campfire. But why does this help? Because you're basically trying to train your brain into thinking in English, into preparing for different conditions and scenarios. And when those conditions and those scenarios come in real life, you are actually prepared for it because you have practiced it before. So you're not just practicing in classroom or doing your homework or reading a book. What you're doing is you're actually practicing English in real life. Let's say I'm imagining a conversation between me and an imaginary girl. And I'm trying to impress this girl because I want to date her and I like her. So I imagine that I'm walking with this girl, I'm having a conversation. Because it's a date, I will have to talk about myself, right? I will have to say what my job is, what my aspirations are, where am I going in life. So I would imagine something like this. Yeah, my name is Maddie, I'm an English teacher, and I think it's a very good job because I find it fulfilling, really. It's satisfying because I can see that I'm actually helping other people become fluent. See, I'm having a conversation with myself. Now, if in real life I see a girl and I like her and we go on a date, I can start talking about myself easily. Why? Because I have practiced it before. So talk to yourself. Don't worry about what other people may think. Use your imagination. Think about different scenarios and try to speak with yourself in English. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. It doesn't matter. You will improve your mistakes by working on your grammar little by little. It's a gradual process. But in the meantime, just talk to yourself. Trust me. Keep a journal. Now, this is one of the best ways to think in English every day. Just take 5 to 10 minutes, that's all. Spend 5 to 10 minutes writing about your day in English in a notebook or on your phone. Again, don't be afraid of making mistakes. Nobody's going to see that. It's just for you. And you don't have to write very long sentences. Write small, simple sentences, but do it every day. Today, I woke up late. I had eggs and tea for breakfast. I studied English for 30 minutes. Then I watched a funny video on YouTube. Now I am writing this.
अपने मौका की दास्तान सुनाती है मुझे मेरे बच्चों के लिए आके तो मैं बिल्कुल मट्टी हूँ माँ की हैसियत मट्टी है आपका भी दिल चाहता है सुनाने नहीं सुनाने की तो मैं तो दिल नहीं सुनाने का वो ऐसे सुनाती है अपने मोहब्बत की दास्तान बच्चों की मोहब्बत की दास्तान मेरा कहना सुनाने की बचपन से हम सीखते आए फिर तू करता था जैसे गैस को मारता था उसमें भी तारीफ करती तुमने हंसते एकदम कहते डर गया है अपने उससे नहीं वो मैं उनके लेकिन खाला ने उसको और अप्रिशिएट किया था तुम अच्छा करते हो हाँ मैं जा रही थी आपको आ जाएगा ये तो रिसेंट को कॉल आ गई मैसेज नहीं आ रहा था 4236 4236 क्या बताया था मैंने आपको 423 इसका नंबर बताया था ले भाई कोड बताया था माँ अच्छा वो जो टोटल हुआ था कुछ नहीं माँ पासवर्ड बताते हैं तो अभी कॉल कर रहा है जो पासवर्ड बताएंगे लिखना है इसमें सही है कोई पेंसिल दे दो मैं ताकि कर लूँ मेरा दिमाग में चुक्कड़ हुआ है कोई चीज़ याद नहीं रहती
अम्मी शमीर का नाम लिखो ना, आपका नाम लिख दो। सही है, तुम्हारे नाम से आया करेगा यहाँ से क्रेप मार्ट से जो भी मंगवाइए। सही है। और आपका ईमेल एड्रेस तो लिखा है fb@gmail.com। वो चेक करवाएगा, फिर उसके बाद क्या करना, प्लेस ऑर्डर। अब आपका ऑर्डर हो गया प्लेस, आधे कौन घंटे में आता है।
पता है ये छोटे छोटे बच्चे थे, ये कंपनी में ये हमारी चीज़ें उनका तो वो इनको छोटा सा इसमें मापी ये 25 का करता है।
जब मैं कवारी थी मैं आपको सिखाती थी, आप पागल है कि नहीं, बहुत जल्दी सीखती थी।
हाँ तो नहीं खाना शौक, मैं घर के
अब
जमीले
हो गया ना शौक।
अभी भी शौक नहीं है मुझे, घर के जमीले सारे मैं ही करती थी, लोग कुछ करते ही नहीं थे।
बताने का
मैंने ये बताया तो करते वाले एक्सपर्ट और वीडियो को
बंद कर दिया है मैंने, ठीक है। आपको देखना है ना तो KR लिखेंगे यहाँ, क्रेप मार्ट आ। अब ये जाएंगे ना तो ये आपकी प्रोफाइल बन गई है, इसमें ऑर्डर को देखना है तो देखो ऑर्डर में पहले से ही है, ऑर्डर में सही है।
अरे मेरा सर दर्द है, मैं नहीं सीख सकती सर।
थोड़ा सा तो आया होगा कुछ।
हाँ थोड़ा तो कुछ आया।
मैं कहती हूँ ये भी देख सकते हैं अभी पहुँचा नहीं पहुँचा, दैट हुआ कि नहीं हुआ। नेक्स्ट आगे थैंक यू फॉर प्लेसिंग योर ऑर्डर। इतना इसमें इतना ज़्यादा आप एक साथ नहीं कर सकते, ऑर्डर लगाना तो आ गया, कार्ड में डालना आ गया, ऐड करते जाओ। 2060 तो मेरे पास तो पहले था
2060 पर है।
अभी पेज तो मौजूद है।
अरे है ना, इसलिए हमेशा तुम देते ना, मैंने
300 तक का
अंदर है ना।
हाँ अभी तो लग गया ऑर्डर।
Journal. I feel happy because I'm improving. Now, why does this help? Well, first of all, writing helps speaking a lot. If you want to speak well, you need to write a lot. Because when you're writing, you don't have to worry about fluency. You're only focused on writing complete sentences. You don't have to worry about fluency because you have time to write. But in real life situations, you don't have too much time to think about grammar, vocabulary, how should I phrase this sentence. So writing is the first step to becoming fluent when you're speaking in English. Writing on its own is a great practice. But when you do this every day, when you keep a journal, and you practice writing about your day every day, what happens is you're training your mind to think in English about what happened in that day. And so little by little, during the day, your mind will start recording information because it knows that at the end of the day, I'm going to have to write them down in a notebook. So your mind starts recording information in English. I mean, how amazing is that? If you can do that, you are practically fluent. And a very good exercise is going back to the texts you wrote the days or the months before. So review your notes, read them, and what you will see is amazing because you can see how better you're becoming over time. You can actually see your progress. And that by itself will motivate you to do it more often. So grab a notebook and start writing tonight. Only 5 to 10 minutes every night, but do it every night. Stop the bad habits.
Go, went, gone. See, saw, seen. Break, broke, broken. Eat, ate, eaten. Run, ran, run. Speak, spoke, spoken. Drive, drove, driven. Know, knew, known.
महंगाई के इस टाइम में हमसे कहाँ गुजारा होता है और इस बढ़ती हुई इन्फ्लेशन में 9 to 5 वाली एक जॉब हमें फाइनेंशियली सपोर्ट तो कर नहीं सकती बट डोंट वरी आई हैव समथिंग वेरी एक्साइटिंग टू टेल यू व्हाट लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस यू विद बीकन ट्यूटर्स जो कि पाकिस्तान का सबसे बड़ा ट्यूशन नेटवर्क है जिनका काम एक टीचर को एक स्टूडेंट के साथ कनेक्ट करवाना है आप बस रजिस्टर करवाएं और अपनी क्वालिफिकेशंस बताएं एंड बीकन ट्यूटर्स विल फाइंड अ स्टूडेंट फॉर यू अकॉर्डिंग टू योर ओन चॉइस बट वेट पाकिस्तान में तो ऑनलाइन कंपनी सही नहीं है ऑनलाइन कंपनीज तो फ्रॉड करती हैं नो 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 लेट मी टेल यू अबाउट बीकन ट्यूटर्स पाकिस्तान ये पाकिस्तान की इकलौती ट्यूशन एजेंसी है जो कि फेडरल बोर्ड ऑफ रेवेन्यू और इसके साथ साथ सिक्योरिटीज एंड एक्सचेंज कमीशन ऑफ पाकिस्तान के साथ रजिस्टर्ड है द कंपनी हैज बीन डूइंग बिजनेस फॉर 7 years and it has provided services to over 20,000 plus students till now so what are you waiting for get yourself registered today trust me you won't regret it
Sometimes the reason why we cannot think in English is because of the habits that we have that stop us from thinking in English. There are some habits that keep your brain stuck to your native language, to your mother tongue. If you want to think in English, you have to break this habit. Or should I say these habits, because they are 4. Bad habit number 1, watching movies with subtitles in your mother tongue. Now, this is one of the worst things you can do because you're listening to English, but you're reading in your mother tongue. And guess which one has a higher priority for your brain? The one with your mother tongue, because it's easier for your brain to understand that. So over time, as you're watching that movie, your mind will stop listening to your ears and only focus on what you see, which is the subtitle in your mother tongue. Don't do this ever. Instead, watch the movie with the subtitles in English. So you hear in English and you see English, and your brain will connect the text to the audio. Now, it is true that at first you might not understand the movie, and so it may take away the pleasure of watching movies, really. But think of it like this. You're not doing it as a hobby. If you want to do it as a hobby, fine, but you're not doing this as a hobby. You're doing this to improve your English. So do not watch movies with subtitles in your mother tongue. 2, do not take notes in your mother tongue. Let's say you came across a new word today and you wrote it down. If you then write the meaning of that word in your mother tongue or write the pronunciation in the alphabet of your mother tongue, you are making a huge mistake. Because again, you're training your mind to translate from English to your mother tongue. Don't ever do this. So if I've learned a new word and I write it down, then how would I remember the meaning if I don't write it down in my mother tongue? Well, that's why we have English to English dictionaries. You can use Cambridge Online Dictionary, search a word, and then write down the definition in English. So you have the word in English and you have the definition and meaning in English too. In addition, using the same dictionary, you can write down a beautiful example sentence. So you have the word, you have the meaning, and you have an example sentence. Or if you find it too difficult, draw a picture. So let's say the word that you've learned today is bird. And you want to write down bird, but do not write the meaning in your language. Instead, draw a little picture of a bird. At least you're not training your mind to translate. What if that word is cacophony? How am I going to draw cacophony? Well, in that case, I really recommend checking English to English dictionaries. They usually have very easy to understand definitions, especially Cambridge Online Dictionary. Oh, another idea. You can use ChatGPT. Put a word there and say, hey, give me a very easy to understand meaning for this word. Whatever ChatGPT says, write it down in your notebook. English to English. 3, using a dictionary to translate everything. And I don't even have to explain why this is a bad habit. Because again, you're translating. That's the whole problem. I think now we're coming to a very good understanding of the problem. If you want to think in English, you have to break the cycle of translating. And sadly enough, most of the books in our school system are teaching translation. They're not teaching speaking or grammar or nothing. They're teaching translation. So whatever you do, do not translate. Go buy yourself a learner's dictionary, English to English dictionary, or use an online dictionary, but do not translate to your mother tongue. And 4, translating everything in your head. Again, you see, this is another problem. Translating in your head. You see a sentence, and the first thing you do is, wait a second, and you start translating. Do not do this. Try hard to understand that sentence as it is. Don't try to change the sentence so you can understand it. Your brain is capable of directly understanding that sentence, directly extracting the meaning from the sentence in English. Do not train your mind to first translate and then get the meaning. Because, well, when you translate, you need time that kills your fluency, and you're using a different structure that kills your grammar. And that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to try all the 5 methods that I told you about. And if you've tried any of these methods before, please share your experience in the comment section so other people can also read it. Now, before you go, if you want to have the summary of all of my YouTube channel videos in one book, you can download my Ultimate English book, which has more than 500 pages of lesson summaries. And you can get it for free by clicking on the link above this video. So go ahead and download it. See ya!
आपको लगता है कि हेयरफॉल सबसे ज़्यादा आपके अपीयरेंस को डैमेज करता है? नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। पर्सनैलिटी को? नॉट इवन दैट। हेयरफॉल सबसे ज़्यादा आपके कॉन्फिडेंस को डैमेज करता है। रोज़ सुबह दोपहर शाम यू फील दैट लॉस। एक छोटी सी फीलिंग कि कुछ चला गया है। आप बालों में हाथ फेरते हैं और बाल हाथ में आ जाते हैं। ब्रश करते हैं तो बाल उलझ जाते हैं। शावर लें या हाथ से सेट करें, हर वक्त हेयरफॉल। और जब भी आप किसी से बात करते हैं कि मेरा हेयरफॉल बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया है, जवाब मिलता है टेक इट ईजी, इट्स नॉर्मल, सबको होता है। बट यू नो दैट इट्स नॉट नॉर्मल फॉर यू। आपके लिए वो सिर्फ हेयरफॉल नहीं है, यू एक्चुअली फील लाइक दैट यू आर लूजिंग अ पार्ट ऑफ योर सेल्फ, और वो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आपके कॉन्फिडेंस को भी इफेक्ट करता है। हेयरफॉल
Why are you so sad?